It is now time to welcome a comedian and a rugby league superstar. He did word me up on how to introduce him about 5 seconds ago. Adam Hills, welcome. It's great to have you.
It's such a pleasure to be here.
Now, what brings you back to Australia? Because you're London-based now.
I am London-based. So about this time last year, someone tweeted me saying, did you know that the South Sydney Rabbitohs have a physical disability rugby league team? And I'm a Rabbitohs boy, and I have been since I was born. So I contacted them and said, can I help and can I play? And they went, well, you live in London, it's going to be hard to play. But they had just been contacted by the Warrington Wolves, who wanted to set up England's first ever physical disability rugby league team. So I contacted them and said, what can I do to help? And we kind of set up some open trials, we tried out some players. Turned out I was good enough to be on the team.
Stop it.
So we've won 4 from 5 games in the UK. And then my dream was to play for the Rabbitohs. So I said, well, how about we set up an exhibition game, the Wolves v the Rabbitohs. And as it turned out, the Rabbitohs won their grand final. We became the best team in the UK. So Thursday night at ANZ Stadium, we played the first ever physical disability rugby league club challenge.
It's fine to want to do that, but how does something like this get funded?
Well, we self-funded it, basically, the whole trip. I mean, the Warrington Wolves have a foundation and they do amazing work in the community. They have, like, dementia-friendly cafes and they have dance classes for the elderly and stuff like that. They'd never thought to do a disability rugby league team. And Warrington is such a rugby league town. Yeah. So we put on a charity comedy night. We got sponsors for the kit. Russell Crowe actually even sponsored the kit. So the rabbit
there's a rabbit.
That's awesome.
Here's what happened. I had dinner with Russell Crowe this year and I said, look, I don't know who to play for when we go back to Australia. Should I play for the Rabbitohs or the Wolves? And he looked at me and he went, you got to earn the jersey, mate. It was great. He said, you can't just turn up on the day, put on the red and green and suddenly you're a bunny. You got to train with them. You got to work plays. He said, let me think about this. And then a month later he texted me and said, how about I sponsor your jersey? That way you can still run out with the rabbit on your chest.
That is brilliant. Now, before we go on, I just need to point out, you've got a Kardashian kind of style film crew following you around that's in the studio at the moment. Yeah. What's that all about?
Well, we're making a documentary. We're trying to make a documentary because they were there from the very beginning, from the first open trial that we did in Warrington. And all these guys with disabilities that had turned up, everyone on the team had been told, you can't play rugby league ever again. Some of them, as kids, got to the point where they couldn't keep up with the others. Some of them played and then they had accidents that meant they lost limbs. And this is the first time in years that a lot of these guys have pulled on footy boots and actually played football again. So we just wanted to document the whole way. And it's been such a fairy tale story, ending up today, this morning at Redfern Oval, where we played the return leg against the Rabbitohs, and I actually got to run out for South Sydney on Father's Day, and it was my dad that got me into the Rabbitohs in the first place. Yeah. So it's all come together really nicely.
I was going to say, I love you like a brother, but you're a bit on the nose at the moment. Did you jog to the...
Well, I haven't showered after the game. And I'm so, as you pointed out before, I'm so ashamed at how clean my jersey is. It really should be a lot dirtier than this.
Yeah. So what does life over in London involve for you now? You host a very successful television show. You've got a beautiful family. Happy Father's Day, by the way.
Thank you very much.
I think your wife is a cabaret dancer, is that right?
Cabaret singer. Yes.
Cabaret singer, yeah, Lordy Lord. Freddie's eyebrows are raising.
You made that up.
Never.
I'll show you some photos later. Yeah, it's a great life. I've got this TV show over there. I do stand-up comedy as well. But in all honesty, and I've released a book this year, in all honesty, I put everything on hold this year for the rugby league, for the physical disability rugby league. I've been going up to Warrington every Tuesday, which is like a 2-hour train ride. At one point, we played a game on a Sunday and the BAFTA Awards were that night and I was nominated for a BAFTA Award. I literally got changed into my suit in the toilets of the train on the way back to London.
You are a tragedy.
Totally a tragedy.
Did you ever think that you would get to grace the same field as Andrew Johns and Roy Asotasi, who were there the other night?
Absolutely not. And Bruce Longbottom was playing as well. Matt King was on our side. Right. It's been... And even in the UK, Gary Schofield played a game against us. We've got Sean Briscoe on our team who played fullback for England. Yep. It's just... You know, and you can see the light in everyone's eyes. All of these guys with disabilities who thought, that's it, we're not going to play ever again. You're on a field and you've got Andrew Johns. As I was saying to you at one point, he looked at our winger and he went, Tony, go over to Hillsy's side. We'll set something up over there. And Tony's got no fingers on his hand and he went, I can't catch on this side. And then Joey kind of thought, right, Hillsy, you go over to Tony's side and we'll play it over there. So it's nuts. That's the way you play this game. You kind of line other people up, you look at their disability and you work out how you can use it when you tackle them.
It's a brilliant thing about rugby league. It is such an inclusive game, isn't it? You know, anyone and everyone can play the game, and because of people like you now, it's possible.
Well, my job is to shout about this as much as possible. As much as I've enjoyed playing it, and I've absolutely loved playing it, I just want everyone to know, you know, I want the 14-year-old who's watching right now going, I thought I could never play rugby league. To suddenly realise, yeah, you can, and you can represent your club, and you can play for the Rabbitohs, and you can win a grand final. And I just want more and more people and more clubs to get behind it, because it's been such a joyous experience for everyone involved. And you know, Joey texted me after the game going, that was just, I loved every second of that. And I think he's fallen in love, and a lot of the ex-pros that play it kind of fall in love with the game again when they come and play with us.
Well, I can tell you he means it, because on our coverage last night he spoke about it for about 5 minutes with such passion about the experience of playing with you. So well done, congratulations. Thank you so much for your time today, and congratulations on what you're doing for rugby league.
Oh, cheers, thanks
really
guys,
appreciate
thanks for
it.
having me.
Okay, coming up.